Hi everybody and welcome to the Scott Show. This is round 2 of the World Homeless Day mega podcast. We are doing it up here and talking about all the great things happening on World Homeless Day. Not a lot of things happening across the United States, but a lot of things happening over in England. But we do want to give a shout out to everybody, and we're also talking about who's nominated as far as the 10-25-50 Homeless Project. If your group is not on there, I've already talked about the groups on the other side. The groups from, I think, A to M. And we are going to send out the rest of the nominations. So right now we are on Missouri. And so anything higher than Missouri alphabetically, we've already got to you. But we will get to you one more time, talk about it, and we will have a blast. So just want to give you guys a little heads up on that. That's the way we're kind of going on that. We are doing part 2 of our shoutouts. We're doing shoutouts on Twitter and Facebook. We wanted to thank all of you for supporting the 10-25-50 Homeless Project. And folks, you're even doing that just listening to the podcast. That's important as it gets. So we're actually going to go to Twitter and post homeless on the search site, find out what happens, and give shoutouts where we think they belong. Now, we are not going to give shoutouts to people who are mean to homeless people, because that would be dumb. Also, we're not going to give shoutouts to places that are trying to demean homelessness or make it into a news thing that will give them more credit. So we won't do that either. Nosissa. My heart goes out to all the homeless people in the squatter camps, praying God shelters them through the storm. There you go. Big shout out to her. Kevin, homeless servicemen and women should come before any refugee. Kevin, I think that people who are homeless, regardless, should be taken care of. But I think our veterans are a super important priority. Folks, we have somebody named Mel who, is saying that we should help the 2.5 million homeless Americans. So that's super important. Also, people in the California fires, they're having a lot of issues there in California. And folks, we are just enamored with all what's going on here with everything in California and the fact that there's so many homeless people there. And there's more because we are going through this huge forest fire, wildfire thing. It's just crazy. I do want to give a shout out to Night Stop, and it's DePaul Night Stop. Today is World Homeless Day. Retweet if you like us. If, like us, you believe that all young people should have a safe place to sleep. So I'm going to retweet that, post on that, and like that on Twitter. Make sure I do that. So, folks, we have a lot of other great friends. Michael Flynn, I mentioned him before. He was doing the lighting in Dublin. Really important stuff going on there. And lots of people there. Lots of lights. And the lights said that, hey, let's end homelessness and poverty. These are all the youth that's going to be sleeping outside tonight. Just terrible. I do want to give a shout out to our folks at the Senna Francis House in Omaha, Nebraska. Great friends of the Scott Show podcast and the 10-25-50 Homeless Project. They're awesome. Big shout out to them. And also, we've got to give a shout out to Spokane, Washington, and their mayor. And just everybody there. And it's super important, folks. So we're going to give them a big shout out, tweet. They're good stuff. And you guys should check them out, uniongospelmission.org. It's a blog that they have. I just liked and shared it. Rescue Pest Control, thinking about World Homeless Day and how we can help break the cycle. So I'm going to like them too and give them a big shout out to Rescue Pest Control Nordine, I want to give her a big shout out. For World Homeless Day. And then we have LifeWise New Zealand. Big shout out to them for posting. Irene, big shout out to you, and we'll like and share and subscribe you on the site here. Trinity Homeless, I got to give them a big shout out too. They're in London. Folks, it doesn't matter where you're at in this world. If you have a heart and want to work on ending homelessness, by all means, help us out. We are here. No matter where you're at, we do work on ending homelessness nationwide, but it is a worldwide thing to care about to end homelessness. So check that out. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever you can do to help us out, and we'll definitely get back to you and talk about all the great things we're doing. I want to thank Sherry for liking our retweet of Night Stop. So that was really cool. And going back and saying hi to Rescue, again, Pest Control, we're going to give them huge shout-outs. And they're in Spokane, Washington. So, hey, that all works out. Helen Gore, at Helen Gore 1 on Twitter. If you're safe and warm at home tonight, think for a moment of the thousands of homeless people in the UK. And I want to even go a step further than Helen and think about the thousands and maybe even millions, 2.5 million, that are homeless in the United States. And think about the kids. The youth homelessness is a shame. And I'm just going to come right out and say that. Alright, Emma Davies is supporting World Homeless Day and World Mental Health Day. Also, that's in England too. Dave is at Northtown Chili's, and he's going to give you a coupon, so 20% of your check tonight will go to Union Gospel Mission. That is in Spokane, Washington. Big shout out to Northtown Chili's. We're going to give them many, many shout outs. And homelessness, people, it has a name. People who are homeless have a name. And Union Gospel Mission there wants you to know that. Brenda O'Halloran, 1, big shout out to you. In the Waterloo region in Wellington. So big shout out to you and thank you for posting about World Homeless Day. Old Diorama Arts Center, thank you for posting about World Homeless Day. Super important that we get out the word that things are going on. We also got some friends on Occupy. Hey, Occupy Works is Occupy something in Ontario. So, big shout out to them. And they got a lot of other things that they're being activist about, but they posted on World Homeless Day, so we got to give them big shout out. And good luck with everything else. And then we have Martin Brooks. A big shout out to Martin Brooks posting about World Homeless Day. World Mental Health Day, World Homeless Day is here every day. When we cross the road, we stop, look, and listen, then add, talk, and we make a difference. So, Martin, that was awesome. Thank you so much for that. Supportive Housing at Waterloo. Big shout out to you as well. We're going to like, share, subscribe on you guys. And, folks, we just got to do this. We got to make sure we talk to everybody that's working in homelessness and poverty. We got great friends like Michelle Porter and Mission Musings. Life Recovery Shelter is needed. Please vote. Shelterforsouls.com. So there you go, folks. We need to make sure that we take care of everybody. Greg Spencer. Big shout out to Greg Spencer. Katie Jean. Super Katie Jean on Twitter. Awesome. And we love the fact you posted. It says also World Homeless Day. If possible, donate socks and female hygiene products to your local shelter. The most requested and the least donated. So that's super important. I want you guys to know that is the most requested thing out there is socks and female hygiene products, and the least donated. People don't think about that kind of stuff, and it's so needed for the homeless out there. And just think about when you're doing stuff and your feet ain't warm. I mean, it's just like that, folks. It's just that simple. So we want to make sure our feet are warm, and we are all good to go. So, folks, we're going to go to our nominations now. We got some people beeping in and all that great stuff. We got some nominations here in Missouri. We got St. Louis and Gateway 180. Gateway 180, St. Louis, Missouri. We also have Independence, Missouri, and the Mother's Refuge. We just love those folks, and we want to say thank you for those folks and all that they do. Springfield, The Kitchen, and Kansas City. We got Forest Avenue Family Shelter in Kansas City. We also have the Kansas City Rescue Mission, which is not on the list, but it will be. Then we have Montana. We have the Provolone Center in Missoula, and in Billings we have the Montana Rescue Mission. If you guys know of any places that we need to add to this list, please like, share, subscribe, let us know, and we will set it up. The St. Francis House in Omaha, they got a shout out earlier, but we give them another one here. Fremont, Nebraska, and Care Corps, Grand Island, and the Hope Harbor Shelter. Check those folks out too. We also have Las Vegas, Nevada, the Rescue Mission, the Nevada Homeless Alliance, the Family Promise of Vegas, and the Shannon West Homeless Youth Shelter, all in Las Vegas, Nevada, and in Reno Sparks Gospel Mission in Reno, Nevada. We give them a shout out as well. New Hampshire, we have the Manchester Home for Hope. We have the Dover My Friend's Place, Manchester Families in Transition, and we love those folks. They're going to have a great run right around Halloween. I believe it's on the 28th. Check them out, like, share, subscribe to all of their stuff, and I'm sure they'll love you right back. The Southern New Hampshire Rescue Mission in Nashua, and also the Nashua Soup Kitchen and Shelter, all in New Hampshire. Check them out. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that you can to them. And they are just amazing and wonderful people. So check that out. Alright, folks, now here's what we're going to do next. We're going to go right back to Twitter and give some more thank yous and shout outs and all the other great stuff that we can do. Like I said, Katie Jean, Super Katie Jean. And we're going to like, share, subscribe to her and tell her that, hey, we're with you. She is a social media writer. She is a HubSpot inbound marketing certified lazy vegetarian, half unicorn, half superhero. We think the world of Katie Jean and thank her for all that she's posting when it comes to ending homelessness and poverty. We have Aaron Gilmer at Gilmer Health Law. And it is super important that we work together to end homelessness. Since it is World Homeless Day, we should remember housing is a huge issue. Many homeless on Medicaid in some states. So, there you go. And it is super important. Now, Seattle's taking the bull by the horns. They're going to keep the promise to build a permanent shelter. And they have camps there in Seattle. So I want to thank Charles Rice for posting that. Awesome. Thank you, Charles. William for retweeting Breakfast in a Bag. We like those folks. So that was really awesome. More stuff from Aaron in the Salvation Army in Canada. 50,000 Canadians make up the hidden homeless each night. Now, folks, this is an issue that we can talk about for just a second. And that is the hidden homeless. These are people who are homeless, but you never see them because they're couch hopping. They're going from friend to friend. They're staying wherever they can hide, and they're ending up in hospitals. Even though they're not sick, but they're trying to find places to go to stay warm at night. And it happens a lot. Folks will go to jail if they absolutely need to, just so they can have a warm place to be. And that's survival mode for you. That's what it really truly is, survival mode. And it's not a fun thing, but it is a thing, and we don't need to have that in our lives. We need to not ever get to survival mode. None of us do. We need to get over the survival mode and get to doing good for ourselves mode. That's what we need to do. So, folks, that is just a little bit on the hidden homeless, and we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. I do want to give a shout out, as I have, to our good friend Kyle, who is a great podcaster with us. We made a video yesterday. That's our comedy, a little bit of stuff that goes on. All the stuff that we do, all the money that we raise, we work to end homelessness and poverty. That's why we're here, folks. We have fun doing it, and I just want to give a big shout out to Kyle. Also want to give a shout out to Amanda, who's very helpful in a lot of the internet stuff we get to do. So a big shout out to her and thank her for every single thing that they do. I mean, people are all across this great land of ours. They help out. They do awesome things. So we appreciate everyone who does help us out. I want to give a big shout out to Lynn Adwin, who is the head of workforce delivery. So a big shout out to her as well. Listening into Action, big shout out to them. Social Justice WWM, big shout out to you as well. We got some awesome friends here, folks, and I can't say enough great things about our friends and what we get to do. Johnny Goldsmith, thank you so much for posting about World Homeless Day. It is so sad that they're needed, but so proud of the work that this organization that he posts on, the street outreach team, what they do on a daily basis. So we're going to give them a big follow too. I would love it if you guys that we have followed follow us back. Like Pain versus Guilt. Super excited that we got to post on them today. Allie at Allie Chatbot. Met people on the Isle of Wight. Great to be working with our client SH Group UK to provide vital advice. So big shout out to her. I Heart Home. Big shout out to I Heart Home. And that's all in Canada, Calgary. Another big shout out to Raw Oklahoma Honey. Let's Feed Brum. Big shout out to you as well. So, folks, what we're doing here is we are talking about ending homelessness and poverty. It is World Homeless Day. We're going to go right back into the nominations that we have. We are going to Jersey, folks. We are going to Jersey, and this time we're going on purpose. All right, we are going to Trenton Area Soup Kitchen in Jersey. Great place there. Jersey City St. Lucy's Emergency Shelter. North Cape May and the Family Promise of Cape May County, New York, and the Goodwill Rescue Mission Hoboken, the Hoboken Shelter, Trenton, and the Anchor House in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and the Elizabeth Coalition to house the homeless. Awesome place there. We go to New Mexico. We have the Albuquerque Steel Bridge and the Good Shepherd Shelter and the Joy Junction. And that's all in Albuquerque. Roswell has the James Ranch Youth Shelter. And Santa Fe has the Outreach and Food Pantry, and we love them there too. So give a big shout out to them. Syracuse, New York, where I will be in January. I'm super excited. And we got the Samaritan Shelter there. We also have Albany and the Capital City Rescue Mission. Schenectady, New York, and the City Mission. And Syracuse, and this is the place we're running for. I can't even talk today. Oh my goodness, and I'm podcasting. It is the Rescue Mission Alliance. RescueMissionAlliance.org. Big shout out to you guys there in New York. We have South North Carolina first, Wilmington, North Carolina, and the Mercy House Shelter. Charlotte and the Men's Shelter of Charlotte. We absolutely love them. They have a great running team there. And Hickory, North Carolina, and the Safe Harbor Rescue Mission. Big shout out to you. Mandan in North Dakota. Big shout out to you at the Welcome House. And Fargo at the New Life Center. Awesome. Just awesome. And we got Ohio. Move on to Ohio. And Columbus, the Van Buren Shelter. Hamilton and the Haven House Emergency Shelter. Mansfield, the Harmony House Services. And Lima and the Lima Rescue Mission. So big shout out to all of you guys These are nominations that are based on 102550, even what we heard from people, or who we worked with, or what we've looked up. So if you guys are not nominated or on this sheet, you let me know, and we will try to get you guys added as soon as possible. If you want to be nominated, send it in to scott@102550.net. That's scott@102550.net, and we will hook you guys up. We want to thank you all for that. So, folks, we are live here on the Scott Show podcast, making it happen. We are doing it up, talking about homelessness and poverty, and giving big shout out to our friends, all the great people that get to help us out. And I do want to thank Danielle, who has posted a lot of different stuff, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of our great stuff that we have. So big shout out to her, and I want to thank her for everything that she's done for the 102550 Homeless Project. Amazing people that we have that help us out all across this great land of ours. So we have awesome people that help us out. And, you got to thank them all, because sometimes it's thankless. They have a thankless job. Other times, folks, you just got to get those people involved and say, hey, we need you just for this little thing. And people, they get happy when they get to do just the littlest, tiniest thing, but to help out. And, folks, I'm in it for all the right reasons. I want to end homelessness and poverty. And this is what I do full time. But we have volunteers that do little things for us, big things for us. And like, our website is awesome. I want to thank everybody who gets involved in our website. All the people on our Slack team who have been awesome and just promoting the heck out of 102550. Our YouTube channel is blowing up, just having a great time. We're doing amazing things on there. Making podcasts all the time, talking, ending homelessness. And also, we're just doing crazy stuff, because that's what it's all about, folks, is getting the word out that we are trying to end homelessness and poverty. So that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. We're going to work on ending homelessness and poverty. So, folks, we have a lot of shout-outs to get to. I'm super excited about the group from Spokane, Washington. Again, that's Union Gospel Mission. Northtown Chili's is giving you a coupon for 25% or 20% off your check. So check that out and get involved with the Union Gospel Mission in Spokane, Washington. Amazing place. Can't say enough great things about Spokane, Washington, and all the awesome stuff that they're doing for us there. So we're going to give a few more shout-outs here. We're going to give some shout-out to Story Master Academy. Change Someone's Story by World Homeless Day. So check that out. Anthony Flynn. I believe we gave him a shout-out already, but hey, you know what? These people are doing so many great things. We're going to give you a few more if you don't even mind. So Seattle's Rescue Mission, like we said. In honor of bringing awareness to World Homeless Day, we are sharing Carolyn's story of addiction and recovery on their website. So we're going to like and share that out. So if you're listening to our show, check it out, and there you go. So lots of big shout outs to everybody here on the show. We want to make sure everybody kind of gets the word out of what we're doing. Of course, folks, we are able to be found at tinyurl.com/102550. That is our website. That's what we make it happen there. A big shout out to Carolyn Sims, and we're going to give her a big follow and a shout out there. So there you go. Baxter and Beasley, big shout out to you as well. Don't forget the abandoned animals too. That's important. And then we have here Destiny's Angels in Edinburgh. So we're going to give them a big shout out too. And look, 102550 all over the place. So big shout out to whoever that is. Good News Partners in Chicago. Big shout out to you there. we already follow you, and we're gonna like and share your retweet your thing right there. Now we are totally live and making it happen. We sent it out to that dude Carl, and we like that dude Carl. He's a great dude, and hopefully soon to be a big friend of the Scott Show podcast, where we talk about 10-25-50 and ending homelessness and making sure it just does not exist anymore. And here we have Andrew, and we're going to like Andrew too and give him a big shout out. We can give a big shout out to Good News Partners, which we already did, but we're going to give them the, hey, we're live, check it out tweet. There you go. Alright, and we just love what they do at Good News Partners in Chicago. Big shout out to them. So, folks, we are going to go back to our nominations right about now. Our nominations, we have moved on to Oklahoma. No, I'm sorry. We are in Ohio. Columbus, Van Buren Shelter, Hamilton, Haven House Emergency Shelter, Mansfield, Harmony House Services, Lima, Ohio, and the Rescue Mission. We go to Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, they have the Homeless Alliance there. Tulsa and the Day Center for the Homeless. Lawton and the C. Carter Crane Shelter for the Homeless in Oklahoma City. The City Rescue Mission there in Oklahoma. Oregon has, in Bend, Oregon, the Bethlehem and in Eugene Shelter Care. And I want to give a big shout out to Stephanie at Shelter Care in Eugene, Oregon. What a great friend of the show. Portland, Oregon, and the Rescue Mission. Lots of stuff going on there where they need to pay for a roof. Tigard and the Good Neighbor Center, and Astoria and the Rescue Mission. Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, we have the Pleasant Valley Shelter. In Phoenixville, we have the Good Samaritan Shelter. In Pittsburgh, the Sojourner House. In Philadelphia, we have the Sunday Breakfast Rescue Mission. And we also have the Light of Love, or the Light of Life Ministries in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Brand new one, and awesome place to be. So, folks, we're also going to move on to Rhode Island. We have Crossroads, Rhode Island, and in Woonsocket, we have the Community Care Alliance in Rhode Island. In South Carolina, we have the Spartanburg Soup Kitchen, helpthekitchen.org. Columbia has Transitions, the Oliver Gospel Mission, and Greenwood Meg's house. I wonder where Peter Griffin's house is, but that's okay. In Charleston, we have 180 Place, and in Columbia, we have our great friends at the St. Lawrence Place, stlawrenceplace.org. We just love those folks and want to give them a big shout out. South Dakota, we have Pierre and Housing the Homeless. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we have the Bishop Dudley Hospitality House. We have Pathways Shelter for the Homeless in Yankington. And we have Sioux Falls, the St. Francis House. And then the last one we'll talk about right this second is Pine Ridge, South Dakota, and the Friends of the Pine Ridge Reservation. Big group there, lots of work they have to do. Pine Ridge is riddled with homelessness and poverty, and we got to help them out, folks. One thing we need to do is work to end homelessness and poverty all across this great land of ours. And working to end homelessness and poverty, we need to work on the idea of minorities and people who have special needs in every which way. And we're talking Native Americans and African Americans who are homeless. The Pine Ridge, South Dakota, the Sioux there have had many issues. They are one of the most impoverished places in the entire hemisphere, not in just America. And they're in need of so much help. There are new housing opportunities. They just have a lot of needs. So Pine Ridge, South Dakota, big time important. So check that out if you can. And there you go. Carolyn, I want to give you another big shout out. Thank you so much for posting about World Homeless Day, and I'm so glad that we're friends now, and we're following each other, and we can talk about ending homelessness and poverty. So I look forward to talking to Carolyn more, and Carolyn Sams, and we give her a big shout out again because she not only had to get the one shout out because she's awesome, but then she went ahead and liked our post, and then said it's a great topic. It's super important to end homelessness and poverty. And Carolyn, you are awesome. Thank you so much. So we go back and talk about how busy of a day it is for Anthony. Big shout out to Anthony, and then we give a big shout out to Brenda. We already gave a shout out to Brenda, but we'll give her another one because she's so awesome. So check out Brenda. That is great. And we are rolling back into where we were before. Just talking about the Sage Foundation. There you go. There's another one we'll give a big shout out to. That's what we got to do here, folks. We got to give shout outs to all the people who are posting about World Homeless Day. It's just a really super important thing. Housing families, we got to give them a big shout out. I want to make sure that families are housed. That's important. And folks, we are hitting every single one that we already did. Rachel Eldred, we want to give her a big shout out. We're going to give her a follow there. Lisa Sleep, and we're going to give her a big shout out too. The Bowery Mission, I believe that's the one in New York City, if I'm correct. New York City, there you go. And the Bowery Mission transforms hundreds of lives every day. At Lisa, we are proud to have such an amazing giving partner. So that's awesome. They do great things here. Adrian, let's be humble. Let's remember that anyone can be homeless. Big shout out to you, and we're going to give you a big like there on Facebook and a big follow. All right. Sonia, Miss Sugarberry, we're going to give her a like too. And a big shout out to her for posting about World Homeless Day. Michael is at York Labour Party's councillor in Hull Road Ward. So there you go, big shout out to you as well. Good Shepherd in Toronto. We're going to like them. Big shout out to them as well. So awesome. Canterbury College in Canterbury. Alright, so we're going to give a big shout out to you. We're going to post. They are actually doing a sleep out right now to end homelessness. And so if they are listening to this podcast, we thank them for everything that they do there in Canterbury College. And that is in England. They are asking to donate £5. I have no idea how much that is, but if somebody wants to tweet me and say, hey, this is how much it is, by all means, that would be really cool. Really cool if you guys can do that, and we might even get a call from them on Skype sometime here in the very near future, which would be really super awesome. So big shout out to them. So folks, we're going to go right back into the idea of folks, it is a long show here. We go a long time here on this mega podcast. We're going to go 1 hour. We are in Tennessee, in Lexington, Tennessee. Lexington, Tennessee has the Tennessee Homeless Solutions. In Memphis, they have the Union Mission. And in Huntsville, they have probably my favorite name for a homeless shelter. I don't have too many favorite homeless shelters, but this one is a cool name anyway. It's Scott County. Scott County Homeless Shelter in Huntsville, Tennessee. Big shout out to you guys there in Scott County. Then we have Longview, Texas, and the Highway 80 Rescue Mission. Houston and the Covenant House. Austin and the Street Center. Dallas and the Bridge. San Antonio and the Thrive Youth Center. Fort Worth and the Presbyterian Night Shelter. Houston and the Star of Hope Mission, and El Paso and the Rescue Mission of El Paso. In Utah, we have the Salt Lake City Rescue Mission, Salt Lake City The Road Home, and Cedar City, Utah, we have the Iron County Care and Share. So those are awesome and wonderful places that work to end homelessness and poverty nationwide. We make it happen all the time. We have a lot of fun here on the Scott Show working with these organizations, talking about them, and making it happen. So, folks, what we're going to do with the year of 2018 is we are going to work on building up our group, the 102550 Homeless Project, as we want 435 people to join the 102550 Homeless Project. And we would like to have, we want as many people as possible. You know, you can hit us up on Patreon, you can like us on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere you want to like us and share, like, and all that other good stuff. But we want 435 people, one from each district. We want to be able to say, hey, we covered the entire country and we want to have our voice heard. We have people who are constituents of every single place in this nation, and that's what we want to have. 435 U.S. representatives, and we want every single person to be covered when it comes to that. And we're going to work to do that here in 2018, and then we'll have to work again when they redraw the lines in 2020 and just make sure that we're still covered. So by the end of 2018, I want to have all our bases covered and have every single place that a U.S. representative is, have one of their constituents, at least one, be a member and somebody who's involved with the 102550 Homeless Project. That would be cool, folks, so we want to make it happen. That's what we want to do. Now, 102550 is all over the place. We're just telling everybody that we're live with this podcast. We are making it happen. Lots of people watching. We have at least 14 people that listen to the show. The first one, and we have 5 people who listen to the second one. We want to thank them for everything they've done. We want to thank Tim. We got to definitely thank Tim and give him a big shout out. He is a filmmaker, a musician, a film lover, and a boring person. I'm sure he's not that boring. He did post about World Homeless Day. Big shout out to you. Andrew, big shout out to you as well. A lot of these folks were giving shout outs for maybe the 3rd or 4th time today, but that is all good. So, folks, we have gone right around 40 minutes. We're going to give the last little bit of nominations we have for the states, the United States, and I want to thank everybody over in England. I know it's a little later over there than it is over here, but we're going to give you guys a shout out anyway. We have more podcasts to come today, and remember, folks, anytime you watch a podcast here on the Scott Show, either on Speaker.com/Scott Show or on YouTube, and that's at tinyurl.com/102550, you guys can work to end homelessness and poverty, and that is awesome. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through the rest of the nominations, and here we are. We have Vermont, Burlington, Vermont, and COTSOnline.org. We have Barrie, Vermont, and the New Samaritan Haven, and Burlington also has the Spectrum Youth and Family Services. And I made out a little thing to them today. Wanted to make sure we give them a huge shout out and make it happen. In Virginia, we have the Carpenter Shelter in Alexandria, Virginia. Norfolk has the Union Mission Ministries, Williamsburg, Greater Williamsburg Outreach Mission, Lynchburg and Lynchburg Daily Bread, Dumfries and Axe there, Chantilly, Virginia, and Home Aid, North Virginia, and Richmond, the Friends of the Homeless. And there we go. That's Virginia right there. We have Washington. We have Seattle, the Vision House. Olympia, Bed and Roses. Tacoma and the Guadalupe House. Tacoma also has the Rescue Mission. Pasco has the Tri-City Union Gospel Mission. Seattle has Mary's Place. Wapayo has Noah's Ark Homeless Shelter. And St. Francis House, also in Washington. In West Virginia, we have the Parkersburg, the Latrobe Street Mission, and in Clarksburg, we have the Clarksburg Mission. In Wisconsin, we have in Superior, Wisconsin, where I am from, Harbor House Shelter, where they will be having a sleep out to support Harbor House this weekend. We have Green Bay and the New Community Shelter, Marshfield Mary's Place in Marshfield, Appleton, the Homeless Connections, and in Delvin we have the Spirit of Hope Homeless Shelter. And last but not least, in Wyoming we have the Coma House, and in Jasper we have the Wyoming Rescue Mission, Jackson, Wyoming, the Adams Canyon Crisis Shelter. In Jasper we have the Seton House. Laramie we have the Safe Project, and in Cheyenne we have the Family Promise of Cheyenne. So check those places out, any of them that I've listed either on part 1 or part 2 of this video. We like to make it happen here on the Scott Show podcast with the 102550 Homeless Project. And I would like to thank every single one of you who have listened to either part 1 or part 2 of the mega podcast that we got to do here today. And I do want to apologize, it was just me doing this podcast up and making it happen. But, hey, what can you do, folks? We're going to get some more people here, guest hosts. Hopefully we've made some good friends today, and we will talk to them here on the Scott Show podcast, tinyurl.com/102550. That'll get you all the podcasts you need. Check us out. Also, 102550.net. That is the site to make things happen and to end homelessness. So I want to thank you all, and you guys have a great night and enjoy the rest of World Homeless Day. Remember that people are sleeping outside today. So give to 102550 and the Phoenix Rescue Mission and any other group you want to give to. Is give and end homelessness now. We need to end it right now. Nobody needs to be on the street. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you real soon. Check out our other podcasts. Like I said, tinyurl.com/102550.